Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am Lanolin, and we are back with episode 35 of my modded Minecraft Let's Play series. And in this episode, we're going to make a tree farm, or at least start working towards making a tree farm. I noticed that I am always low on wood, and I'm really tired of going and chopping down trees to get wood, so I figured now's as good a time as any to, get together a tree farm of some sort. Now, this type of tree farm, I'm going to actually go ahead and go with a Steve's Carts tree farm. Like I personally normally do in my Let's Plays. Because I like it, man. It's got a lot of good stuff that it can do. And it's really simple to set up. And it's something that you can kind of just like leave. And it'll just continue to run and be awesome. And I'm also going to use Botania to help grow these trees a little quicker. Because I plan on actually making kind of a small Steve's Carts tree farm. Because if you're familiar with Steve's Carts, you'll know that Steve's Carts tends... those types of tree farms... Well, I guess tree farms in general tend to produce a ton of wood over the course of their lifetime. So I figured I'd just make a small one. No need to make a huge one. A little small one will work just fine. Now, because we're going to be making a Steve's Carts tree farm, that means we need rails. And thanks to Railcraft, the vanilla recipe for rails are a little bit different. And by a little bit different, it's actually completely and totally different and involves a bit of work. But it's okay because it's not too bad. I don't want this. Get out of here, Swamp Flower. Now this rolling machine. I left here because I didn't quite need it yet. But now I actually need it. And, oh, there are rails in here. Hell yeah. Magnifying glass, signal tuner, trackman's goggles. I guess I'll take just everything. I don't really need the hobbyist steam engine either, but I'll take it because why not? Alright, so let's move on. So yeah, as I said, the recipe for rails in Minecraft is a little bit different when you have Railcraft installed. As you can see, track requires wooden rail bed and standard rails. Now, thankfully, we got some standard rails from that chest, but we're going to need a little bit more work to be done as far as... Oh, nice. I did get the in-track. Cool. I thought it broke. But yeah, we got to make this wooden rail bed, which requires wooden ties, which requires some creosote oil and some wood. Wood is obviously easy. Well, not that easy, or, we wouldn't need to make a farm for it. But anyway, the creosote oil is what's going to take a little bit of time, but that's okay. Oh, by the way, ender lilies actually grow super fast on Endstone. I didn't realize how quick they actually grow compared to just grass or anything else, really. So anyway, the first thing that we're actually going to do, because a lot of these things that we're going to be working with is going to take a lot of time, we're going to get projects going and then work on other projects while we do it. So give me a moment. I will come back, clean up my inventory, and we get started on the first project. All right, I'm back. Now I have a little bit of track, but it's not enough. Now this rolling machine is what's going to allow us to make the rails. As you can see, rolling machine. Pretty cool, pretty straightforward. It needs power. And you can make different types of material, create different amounts of rail. Standard rail. You get 16 from steel or reinforced iron. But yeah, not too worried about this right now because I think we have enough rail. I don't think I'll actually need to make any rail, which is cool. Pretty sure I have enough. If not, no big deal making more. But on the other hand, I don't have any rail beds. So we're going to need to make some creosote oil. At least I'm pretty sure I don't have any creosote oil laying around. I thought maybe I came across some in some dungeons, but I guess not. Or I did, and it got blown up when that creeper blew up all my stuff many episodes ago. So anyway, we need to make ourselves a coke oven. Now, I'm sure you saw this open, whenever I opened up a bunch of times. You're like, hey, what's that? What's that for? Or you knew exactly what it was and knew where I was heading with this. So anyway, the coke oven is a 3x3 multi-block structure. That's actually, that's right, it's hollow in the middle. So I actually only need 26. Yes, I'm pretty sure I only need 26. We're going to see here in a second if my math is correct. So this 3x3 block, and I need coal. That should be enough. Should be more than enough, actually. Because we don't need that many rails, as I mentioned. So let me go ahead and knock out some wall. Ooh, okay. Maybe not right here. Maybe right here. I thought this would actually be an okay place for it. Uh-oh. That's okay, actually. I'm not really worried about that, because I'm going to take care of it once I put this down. Now, as I mentioned, it needs to be a 3x3. That's hollow in the middle. Okay, let's just do that. There we go. Now again, really important, hollow in the middle. So that means no block right here. It should form, there we go, nice. Coke oven bricks, form the coke oven. Da, 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 da. Now this guy, you can accept blocks of coal or just regular bits of coal. I think you can also take charcoal and stuff like that. You toss that in there. Actually, I think anything that burns you can toss into the coke oven. But yeah, it takes a little while, but what this is going to do is this is going to burn up the coal and it's going to produce for us coal coke, which we can then use to create our wooden rail beds. So as I said, this takes a little bit of time, so we have a couple other projects that we can work on while this is cooking up. Cover this back up, and actually let's head over to see... okay, yes, double checking the inventory. Let's run over to our sheep farm and see how they're doing. Now, I should actually mention, I have finally switched the single-player world over to a server. If you probably noticed, my frames are a lot better than they were. Although it is still a little bit jittery in certain places, but we will fix that, or that will fix itself as we move on and the base changes up. But anyway, I went ahead and actually added, and the downside to the being on the server is that the luminizers are a little bit less smooth because of the client server, you know, little desync latency, blah, 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 that whole thing. It's not too bad, but it is, like I said, a little less smooth than what it was when it was on the single-player world. So our food is doing great. We've got 1,400 carrots, 1,100 potatoes, and 800 wheat. And I went ahead and added a drawer for seeds, because once the seeds become excess, you have excess amount of seeds, they need somewhere to go. And I walked in here and picked up an entire stack of seeds, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's right, the seeds. So I tossed them in there and then tossed the extra ones that were in here, and yeah, we were all good. That reminds me, though, I should probably take the seeds that I have downstairs and bring them up here. So yeah, everything is going smoothly. So as you can see, I added this little corridor over here to head upstairs. Now, I'm going to do luminizers up here as well because I love them, and hey, look, the sheep farm. Sheep are doing pretty well. We still got Mr. Piggy Hat over here and all these cool guys, and we have a lot of wool, to the point where we might actually be out of mana down there. Actually, the fact that these guys all have their wool tells me that we're out of mana down there. But it's okay, because we have like a ton of wool, so I'm not worried about it. Whoa, that little FPS drop, jeez. At least it seemed like it. Anyway, back upstairs. Hopefully we don't get blown up by a concussion creeper. So yeah, I went ahead and built this kind of frame to get us set up and cleared out some flat paths. Up here is where we're going to have the tree farm. Like I said, I kind of wanted to have all the agriculture stuff on the same side of the base. And a tree farm, I've done tree farms underground, and it is honestly a pain in the ass to put trees underground, because you got to build super high up in the air, and when you don't have any way to fly, that totally sucks. So I was like, you know what? I'm almost to the top of this little plateau anyway, so let's put it up top. Why not? And I got a nice building and all that fun stuff. So anyway, once we have all of our stuff together, this is where we're going to be assembling it. And when we come back, probably in the next episode, to assemble everything, I'll have a little bit more progress made on this building. I would have finished this, but I didn't want to do too much off camera. I wanted to kind of let you guys see the work in progress, like I didn't really do with this guy. But it's all good. It's just building stuff. So anyway, let's cruise on back down to our workshop and work on a new project. Well, not a new project, but another part to this project. So we are back, and I think it's time to check the creosote. Wow, it's made a bunch. Now, I've probably spent half an hour off camera, so to give you an idea of how long it took, about 40 minutes to produce this much. And of course, we get blocks of coal coke, which is totally freaking sweet. So creosote oil, pretty good. These blocks of coal coke are pretty awesome. I'm also pretty sure that you can use these blocks of coal coke with the Britannia flowers. So that's pretty good. And it'll actually burn for like a long period of time, like a lot longer than a block of coal. For example, block of coal, 1,600 burn time, or 16,000 burn time. Coal coke, 3,200 burn time. Pretty good, twice as much. So actually, I think I'm going to go dump some of this in there. So we definitely have enough creosote oil now to make our rails, which is good. I'll have to grab some bottles. Now, I say that this can go in, like they can be eaten by the Indo flames, but I'm actually not sure. Britannia's updated a couple times since I've last seen these guys used, so they might not work. Or they may work at like a reduced amount, but you know, not sure. Oh man. Alright, I need you to face this mana pool real quick. Are you like shooting nothing? Okay, stop. Thanks. Whatever, I'll test it later. Actually no, I can just toss it on there and let it go. Do you eat it? Nice! That's pretty cool. Alright, so I'll toss the other one on there too, why not? And of course you can break them down into the singles. But what I'm going to do is toss my mana tablet on there. Toss my mana tablet on there. Nice. So speaking of Britannia, there's actually a flower that we're going to use that's going to help us get trees faster. It's going to increase the rate it's going to increase the rate in which the trees will grow. The agricarnation is the flower to do that. The slow growth of crops is always a problem to feed the masses. The agricarnation is a flower that turns mana into a type of natural fertilizer, causing nearby plant life to grow at a faster rate. Hell yeah. It's not too complicated, requires a rune of spring. Whoops. Which requires a rune of water, rune of fire, a bunch of saplings, wheat. Not too bad. Obviously, we have to make these 2 runes, but I think we actually have a couple extra over there, as we can see. So putting this together won't be too difficult. Whoops. Oh, that's cool. Lexica Britannia is like probably one of the most like well-crafted in-game wiki items ever. Its functionality is like infinite. So anyway, redstone root, bunch of mana petals, a whole bunch of green mana petals. So not too bad. We will make that in a little bit. So give me this back, because there's one last thing that we need to do that is going to take a lot of time. And that's when we're going to mess around with our Britannia stuff. So anyway, there are a bunch of things that we need to craft that will help us farm up this wood. Now, Steve's Carts 2 is all about rail carts, as you probably haven't as you probably have imagined at this point. It's all about those carts. And these carts are modular, meaning that you can add and subtract parts from a rail cart. You can make some really, really cool rail carts to do some really, really cool stuff. Now, for this, we're going to need a bunch of tools on this particular cart. So let me go over those. Here we go, Steve's Carts. So we're going to be making a reinforced hull. This reinforced hull is going to allow you to put more complex types of machinery onto this rail cart. It's pretty neat. You have your standard hull, which, you know, obviously isn't as expensive to make, and the wooden hull, super cheap, but you really can't put too much as far as all these different types of machineries, like the cleaning machine, the event shooter, and the fertilizer, and height controller. There's so many different things you can do with these carts. It's awesome. And we're going to use it to plant and chop down trees. It's going to be pretty freaking awesome. So one thing that we're going to need is the solar engine. Something that happens frequently with these Steve's Carts tree farms is that the trees will grow and grow and grow and grow to the point where, oh wait, no, nighttime. That's what the solar engine. Well, also when the trees grow, what happens sometimes is that the trees will grow to the point where the cart will have to burn all of its fuel, and then it'll run out of fuel and won't work anymore. So the solar engine makes sure that it's using daylight power during the day, so it doesn't waste all of its fuel. The cargo manager is going to deal with all the wood and saplings and apples, etc., etc. The advanced detector rail is going to work with the cargo manager to do what I just said. Coal engine is going to be its I'm not sure which one's more the primary. I guess the solar engine's its primary engine, and then the coal engine is going to be its alternate engine that it uses whenever it does not have access to the sun, such as when the trees overgrow or it's nighttime. Now, this stabilized metal is how we make the reinforced metal. This stuff is complicated, and I'm going to show you why I went ahead and made it off camera rather than on camera. This reinforced metal requires that you smelt some stabilized metal. Stabilized metal is made from some iron ingots, hardened mesh, and some refined hardener. Not too bad, right? Well, the hardened mesh requires some more of this refined hardener, which requires that you do this. So you got your obsidian, turns into the refined hardener, you do all this stuff. So it's not too terribly bad. It's just there's a couple steps that are a little bit irritating. Plus you have extra of the refined hardener. So, or you'll have extra ingots. No. Extra refined hardener, which is a little bit frustrating when you're trying to math out exactly how much you need, but it's all good. So let me take this stabilized metal and get it in here and cook it. So 15 is what we need total. And here we go. The advanced smelter is going to be probably the most important component of this entire thing because it's what's going to basically automate this entire functionality. Without the advanced smelter, it would require a lot of work from us to make sure that it always has fuel, the cart, to run, other than, during the day. But, we want to make sure that it's always running. Look, this thing's already like 86%. That's pretty good. And I've only been off for like half an hour, which is only about one Minecraft day. Ish. So this is done. Nice. So we grab a bunch of iron because we got a bunch of stuff that we have to make now. So with that, let us make the wheels. Oh wait, my bad. It's the other way around. 2 wheels. And a cart. So 1 reinforced hull. Freaking sweet. Oh, you know what I forgot to make? I forgot to make the cart assembler. Oh no, I didn't forget to make the cart assembler. I think it's out here. More stuff out here. The wood cutting core. This is what's going to cut the wood. Not too hard to make. I don't know what that is. Oh wait, I know what this is. Hardened saw blades, yeah. So we're making kind of the a slightly more advanced version of the woodcutter tool, because this guy's gonna last much longer than a like crappy one. There is the regular hardened wood. Oh, here we go. No, the basic woodcutter requires diamonds, which it lasts a decent amount of time, but we really don't want to have to mess with this guy too often. And this hardened woodcutter is gonna last super duper long. Now, if we had some Galgadorian metal, we could make the Galgadorian woodcutter, which is unbreakable. But this stuff is ridiculous. Look at this. Not only does it require stabilized metal, it requires glowstone, the blocks of diamond, and the Eye of Galgador, which requires this. Fermented spider's eyes, yeah. A lot of complicated, lots of tasks, lots of doing, lots of things that I don't really want to do. Plus, we don't really need to. Like, the hardened woodcutter works pretty well. So I think that is that. So the cart assembler, which I kind of forgot to make, but it's all good. It's not too hard to make. The cart assembler is what's going to put all these modular pieces together onto our reinforced hull. Because right now our reinforced hull isn't anything. It's nothing. Just a box. A very complicated and expensive box. That took about 10 diamonds, I think, in total. So the simple PCBs, not too terribly bad. I think we need about 10 redstone, 2 gold. We should be good to go. I don't think I have any smooth stone on me. Nope, there we go. Cool. Nice. So the cart assembler I'm going to put somewhere. Why not right there? Ooh. So let's take our reinforced hull and put him in here. Oh, fancy. Look at that. So this is going to be our little cart. Right now he has nothing. He's got nothing on him. Engines. Solar engine. Cool. Coal engine. Also cool. Goes inside. I guess you can't really see it. Oh no, here we go. There's the coal engine. It's on the butt. And now his tool is going to be the hardened woodcutter. Now, as you can see, as we're adding and subtracting things, the total cost and time is increasing. Yes, that is 45 minutes, not seconds. This is going to take a long time. Long, long time. What else are we attaching? Ah, yes, we're also attaching the advanced smelter. The advanced smelter is going to make sure that we're able to smelt our own fuel using the wood that we collect. Storage. Oh, yeah. Almost forgot about the storage. Cart ass. I did not do that on purpose, I promise. I promise. Or I would have said something. Thieves carts too. Okay. We also want to make some storage slots. Side chests are perfect for that. Because this thing does have like sides and stuff, and you are kind of limited to what type of things you can put on there, so should be good with that. And I made a bunch of these wood things. These chest panes aren't too bad to make. Where are they at? There you go. You get 32. It's just they get a little complicated when you have to make a bunch of different sizes. That's when it gets weird. So here we go. Bunch of different sizes. Go. So I think I needed 4 of these. 2 of these. And 2 of... Oh, cool. So that is side chests. Boom. So run on over here and drop the side chests. Storage. Cool. Isn't that cool? They're going to sit on the side and do their thing. Attachments. Were there any other attachments? Now, attachments are kind of like fun bonus things you can stick on there. Like, for example, if I wanted to put the fertilizer on there, I could. But I don't really... we don't need the fertilizer because we're going to use Botania for our fertilizer, so no need for that. Height controller, squid sensors, just making sure that I'm not missing anything. Because if you miss something and you need to put something else on there, you have to put it back into the cart assembler to allow it to basically disassemble it. You attach something else to it. Steve's Arcade. Oh, man. I wonder if you can play like Pac-Man and stuff on there. That'd be really cool if you could. But I think we have everything we need. You can do so much with these carts. It's crazy. But yeah, I'm just double checking to make sure I have everything because I really don't want to have to disassemble and add whatever it is I may or may not have forgot. Oh, cool. You can even have a chunk loader. Oh, I wonder if I should use this chunk loader to chunk load that area over there. Because right now, actually, that area isn't chunk loaded. Or no, never mind. Yes, it is. Right now, our blood magic altar is no longer chunk loaded because I moved our chunk loader because I needed to chunk load the wool farm, man. Be a pretty crappy farm if it wasn't working. So anyway, cargo manager, check. Advanced detector rail, check. Rolling machine, I can actually put down here. I don't know where I want to put him. Because he needs power. He needs power, and if I remember correctly, unless it has changed recently, it constantly uses power, which is kind of lame. So I guess I'll just set him there for now, and if I need him, I'll hook him up. So let's go back up here. And I guess this guy's done. I can't think of any attachments I need, so we should be good to the advanced smelter, side chests, hardened wood cutter, a solar engine and coal engine to power him. We're using our reinforced hull. Now, we assemble the cart. It's going to take 1 hour and 51 minutes. That's what makes me think I'm missing something, because it used to take 1 hour and 20 minutes. Maybe that's with the fertilizer. I'll double check again and come back. Okie doke, I am back, and we're actually good to go. I went through and looked at every single thing again, because I didn't jump into my test world and do any of that stuff first, because I've done this a bunch of times. So I figured I was pretty much good to go to just kind of jump right in. And I am. I'm good. So, one thing to mention, actually, this guy unfortunately needs, he needs power, but he doesn't accept any type of cabling. He needs coal, which is lame. And I'm going to check to see if he can use coal coke. He can't. Epic lame. Can you use coal coke? Nope. Okay, well. Please, can you use blocks of coal? I hate you. Ugh. Why is this still like this? It is 2015. Modded Minecraft has been a thing for a long time. Okay, so this thing apparently can still only accept coal, which is just super frustrating because halfway through this super long time, well, not even halfway through, like ish, you basically you have to make sure this thing always has coal, or it's going to run out of coal, and you'll be wasting tons and tons of time. So what I'm going to do, actually, I also don't think this guy can have items piped into him, because I would make a hopper and just have a hopper put coal in there. But I'm pretty sure he does not accept anything because he's a jerk. So we have a bunch of reinforced metal, which kind of makes me sad, but it's cool. I wonder if there's anything else I can make. Advanced thermal engine. Ooh. Nope, nothing too fancy. Cool. Well, eventually, at some point, we will have to replace that woodcutter. So we have 2 reinforced metal. So we will have a little bit towards that. And I'm not even going to put that in there. I'm going to put that in there. And I think I need to upgrade this alchemical chest. Or actually, we will be starting on hopefully getting into applied logistics here soon. So hooray! So unfortunately, this episode has run a little bit long. But don't worry, we're not finished yet. We'll probably jump into Britannia next episode. But what we can do this episode is grab some of these bottles and go make our tracks. Spruce wood. I guess it's all good. Doesn't really matter what wood I use, I think. Don't see why I would. So getting stuff out of the coke oven is pretty straightforward and simple. You just go ahead and take something like bottles, drop them in there, and it'll fill right up. Nice. Another block of coal coke. I'll probably toss another block of coal in there. But for now, let's work on this. I always get all turned around coming up through that elevator now. Okay, so I'm pretty sure it's like that. With some creosote bottles up there. Oh, we need 4. That's right. I think this is interchangeable. We're about to find out. Oh, spooky. Nice. Awesome. Now with this, I think we do that, and we get 1 wooden rail bed, and then we run over to our mod chest. Grab ourselves 6 standard rails. Now, we could grab advanced rails if we wanted to, but there's like absolutely no need for that. And then HS rail stands for high-speed rail, which, you know, I mean, we definitely don't need advanced rails because the advanced rails are for making more like complicated, weird tracks like the advanced detector rail. But the high-speed rail is for making your stuff go super quick. The only downside is we're on a server now, so it's kind of wonky. But it's still, I mean, it still works pretty well. It's just, you know, you have to keep these things in mind. So we now have 32 track. Ooh, and some of these are done. Nice. Be careful. These hurt. Oh, well, they used to hurt. That's weird. Uh-oh. I think we're Lag City boys. I'll be right back. Okay, we are back. And there aren't any issues. And yes, these do hurt, so keep that in mind. So anyway, that is actually going to round it out for the episode. It was kind of funny that there was a cut right there. If I only would have said goodbye a couple seconds earlier. But that's okay. Next episode, we are going to come back. We're going to take our rails and all of the nifty stuff that we made today, like our cargo manager, and this guy that's going to take an hour still. Oh, wait, I didn't hit... Oh, maybe because I had to restart my server. So maybe this guy didn't... Or maybe I never started it. But anyway, yeah, it's going to take an hour and 45 seconds. Ugh. Just ugh. But these carts are very, very powerful. So there's, you know, there's a little bit of reason why they have such a large time barrier of entry. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I have been Lanolin. Come and join me next episode, episode 36, I believe, where we will be taking Steve's Carts 2 and Britannia and combining them together to make us a very powerful tree farm that will be automated, and it'll collect all the trees, and it'll collect all the saplings and apples and all that stuff, and it'll organize it all for us and probably put it down here with our wool and other materials that we've been collecting so far. So again, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.